This is Andy with QualityStocks. Today's Thursday, March 10th, 2011. Today we're going to take a look at BBND Networks. This is a NASDAQ Global Market stock trading under ticker BBND. See, this stock is actually still in a pretty solid slide. Been trending down now for several months. I just wonder if it's going to try and hold a support level right here around 250, maybe 255. Let's see what the indicators are telling us. Looks like we're about ready to get a bullish cross again to the MACD. You can see through here when this has happened recently in the past, it has got a little pop from 260 up to 280. This cross through here from 255 up to 291. Certainly battling it out with the 50-day moving average, having a tough time moving above it. But looks like we're going to get another cross. We're seeing a little bit of divergence going on with some higher lows. This has actually had two different pinches in the last 9 months. First pinch it performed. Second pinch it got a bounce as well. I always look for the pinch and then the ascension back towards the zero line. PPO is demonstrating that at this point, so I think it's worth putting on a watch for that reason. MFI is relatively neutral, kind of holding right around 50. Nice divergence overall with the accumulation distribution. Nice uptrend while the PPS is trending down. That's reiterated by the Chaikin money flow, which shows buying pressure is still pretty strong in this stock. CCI holding above negative 100, trying to put together a slight uptrend. Kind of a similar look with the full still. Breaking through 50, that shows some positive momentum. I'd like to see this Trix make this turn and break its way back through zero. Put this into a little bit stronger of an upward channel. But again, it looks like there's a possibility of another bullish cross coming. RSIs are clearly having a difficult time with 50, so that'll be something that we'll look for here in the future. You can see right now they're starting to try and turn back down. Obviously a fair amount of volatility in this stock over the course of each day, these long shadows. So I'm going to keep an eye on that RSI and see if it can push to the bullish side of the indicator. As far as these candles go, there is some reasonably good support set up here right around 254. See, even back into here last December, came down, pulled back up. In January and February, it was kind of doing the same thing, trying again to hold that area. I imagine this day was a relatively scary day. It did pull right back up, but that's a pretty big drop it had going on. Right now, I'm going to look for it, try and hold this 250, 255 area. I won't feel super comfortable with this stock unless it can start to put together a push, climb back over top of that 50-day. See the 200 days also kind of looming right around there. Volume is relatively low, but it's not the worst in the world. 142,000 shares traded. Have to put this up on L2s and see how it's actually trading throughout the course of the day. But first and foremost, I'm going to look and see if it's going to hold this support level. Indicators are giving some positive divergences. They're showing that some money's still coming into this stock. So I think it's worth the watch for those reasons alone. Resistance is definitely going to be a little staggered through here. First and foremost, there's going to be some right there at 260. It's having a hard time moving above it. It was a support level right through here. It's kind of a support level right through here as well. Something we're going to look for is to start by pushing through 260, knocking its way above that middle Bollinger Band, that purple line, and getting and holding above this 50-day. You can see it's just had a terrible time with trying to hold above it. This is going to establish this as a true bottom and try and start to uptrend. It's going to have to climb on top of that 50, get trading to the upper side of the Bollinger Bands. So even if it wants to make a move and then pull back down, maybe hold 260, put together sort of an inverted head and shoulders look, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But that always starts with that baby steps of holding this support level, trying to put together a push, then seeing how it reacts on any sort of pullback. Further resistance, 50-day isn't really supported by a ton of resistance from a PPS standpoint, but it's obviously going to be a pretty big hurdle for it. I'd look for more static resistance to come in around this area, 275 to 280. Support level, resistance had a tough time with, tried to establish support right there, pinned in between the 50-day. I'd look for a little bit more resistance up there, and this 200 days dynamic, it's certainly going to continue to trend down at this point. So that's going to intersect with it. It's going to be a tough spot for it as well. I'm not looking for some sort of huge move from BBND. I'm just looking to see if this is going to establish a bottom and start trying reverse trend. I have no idea fundamentally what's going on with it. This is just a technical look. And the indicators are kind of giving hints that something may happen. So I think it's worth the watch. We'll keep an eye out for volume, keep an eye out for that support level to hold, and see if it can try and push its way through this 50-day moving average and these static resistances that are going to come into play. So this is one that's going to be hitting my watch list from here on forward. As always, this is merely my interpretation of the BBND chart. This is Andy with QualityStocks. Thank you for watching and trade smart.